Well, hello there, Space Monkeys. Welcome to Political Fight Club. And this is one of those episodes where I hate to say I told you so, and we're gonna laugh a little bit because I'm trying not to cry. But as it turns out, the more or less finalized bill, the framework as they're calling it, of Biden's bill came out yesterday. It looks like it's going to be a final price tag of about $1.75 trillion. Now, if you've been watching my show, I've been saying over and over again, predicting $1.8 trillion for like over a month. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about what's in the bill, we're going to talk about what got cut out, and then the second half of the episode is going to be me steamrolling the living shit out of Kyle INC, Cenk Uygur, Mike Figueredo, and David Dole with numbers. We're going to talk about the things that they've been covering over the last couple of months as this bill is being crafted. And I'm going to give you some of their greatest hits, some of the most hilarious videos you'll ever hear about that are so outdated now, only a month later, now that this bill has been whittled down to nothing. And I'm also going to show you guys exactly how much interference they've been running for the squad whilst going after people they have no power over. So that's going to be very embarrassing. If Kyle, Mike, David, Jenky, if you're watching this right now, you probably want to tune out right now, or at least only watch the first half. So let's talk about what's in the bill. Well, let's first start off with, I found this out right after I got off the show with Sabby yesterday, where I predicted that they were going to vote for a $1.5-ish trillion bill, or they're going to vote for it more or less in its current form. So as it turns out, right around where I thought it was going to be, 1.8 trillion, 1.75 trillion, the things that have been left in are so atrocious that all of the people I just mentioned, along with like Emma Vigeland, Ben Dixon, all of those shit zippers are all backpedaling hard on this. So I saw afterwards the Progressive Caucus put out a statement that they were going to vote for this framework, as they're calling it, meaning they're going to go along, they're not going to negotiate up anymore. Kyle INC retweeted that with like the GIF of Joaquin Phoenix and Joker when he's like, that makes me laugh so hard to see Kyle tweet that. Yeah, cry, you fucking clown. Cry. Cry, funny man, cry. Oh, Kyle. I'm crying today for the right reasons. He's crying today because the squad didn't do what he thought they were going to do, and he ends up looking like a clown. We'll get back to Kyle later, though. Let's talk about what's in the bill. There's about $500 billion over the next 10 years for climate, for meaning like, I mean, that really doesn't pay for anything. I mean, I don't actually know what that's going to go for. It doesn't really fucking matter because it's less than a drop in the bucket, so who really gives a shit, right? All the climate provisions that were important are stripped. They're gone. But there is $500 billion in there over 10 years, something like that. There is hearing has been added to Medicare, but not dental. And, you know, nothing else. Not eyeglasses either. Optical. So, just hearing. Which is good. You know, I mean, some of these people are really going to need some hearing aids after I scream at them for the next 40 fucking years. We're going to have to get Pramila Jayapal and AOC and all of these people I just mentioned. They're all going to need fucking hearing aids after I'm screaming in their face this loud for this long. So, I guess that's good. They have also extended the child tax credit for a year, and we'll see if they reduce the amount, but I think it'll be right around the same amount. But I mean, that's the only reason they're doing that is because they're going to extend it just long enough to attempt them to not get wiped out in the midterms. Something that people can feel in their bank accounts, something that materially helps some people in this country. It won't be enough, and it's only extended for a year. Let's see here, universal pre-K. That's it. So, hearing added to Medicare, child tax credit, universal pre-K. That's it. So, everything else was stripped out. Community college, you know, everything that they promised, anything like a public option, expansion of Medicare to include dental and vision, lowering the Medicare eligibility age, none of that's in there. None of that's in there. So this is hilarious to me. It's horrible, but it's hilarious because it shows you exactly what I've been saying and what a lot of other people on the left have been saying for a fucking year. You must absolutely pressure the politicians, and in particular, the politicians you have the ability to pressure because you're their constituents. But we haven't been doing that, have we? I mean, a handful of us have. But there are some people who have been doing a very good job telling you what a good job the squad is doing and how this bill is going to end up being revolutionary. And I'd like to go after those people right now. So on Sabby's show last night, I did something to basically take out Kyle Kalinske, where I tallied up over the last 2 months all the episodes that he had done versus right-wing YouTubers and mainstream media pundits versus how many episodes he had done taking down the squad. In that 2 months, he had done 2 videos taking down the squad, or critiquing them mildly, and they were about the same thing and about the same squad member. It was about AOC and her Iron Dome funding. He made fun of her for crying, but also a separate episode on the actual present vote itself. So that's really just one take, okay? So one. But he did go after right-wing media pundits like Tucker Carlson. You know, he goes after righty YouTubers like Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, Charlie Kirk, 38 times. So that tells you where Kyle's priorities lie, and it tells you that his game plan of just letting the squad do whatever they want to do, you know, don't pressure them, don't be too mean to them, let's just let them work behind the scenes, it has failed. So I asked for an apology on my video, not on the Sabby Sabs video. I asked for an apology yesterday. I'm giving you guys one last chance. And now we're going to extend those statistics to all of the other channels. We're just going to go over the last month and collectively add them up to see how many episodes they made boosting the squad, going after Cinema and Mansion, and going after the squad. So let's just go over these very briefly. For praising the squad between Mikey, Davey, Jenky, and Kylie, or as I like to call them, the dipshit chicks. They praised the squad 19 times over the last month, or 2 out of every 3 days. They went after Mansion and Cinema collectively 50 times. And they went after the squad twice. And one of those was TYT going after them yesterday for allowing the bill to get basically whittled down to nothing. So until yesterday, that didn't exist. It was one, and it was Kyle Kalinski's AOC and Iron Dome take. Let's read those again. 1952. And one of them came out yesterday for going after the squad. So they're making an obvious vested effort to avoid critiquing the squad. And look where we are now. How's that plan working out for you, Jenky? Kylie, Mikey, Davey? Ain't so good. You guys are looking like fucking clowns. So here's the deal. You have a chance to apologize still until they actually vote on this bill. I want you to come out on your shows, publicly say, we were wrong, we enabled the squad, and we're not donating to them anymore. If you don't say it exactly like that, with those 3 parts, it doesn't count as an apology. So, I repeat, you're going to come on your show publicly, you're going to say, we were wrong, we enabled the squad, and we're not donating to them anymore. If you don't do that, I will brand you with the Scarlet A for assholes for the rest of your fucking careers. Do you understand? Okay, now let's go over the greatest hits. As I was scrolling through all of these videos this morning and making tallies, I noticed that there were some really, really good takes in here. So, if you're interested in anything that I'm about to read to you, you might want to go check out The Rational National, Mike Figueredo at The Humanist Report, TYT, or Kyle Kalinske. Davey, he had one that says, Bernie takes a steel chair to Manchin's obstructionism. That came out 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah, that aged well. If you flip those 2 names and say Manchin took a steel chair to Bernie's old ass, that actually makes a whole lot more sense, because Manchin got exactly what he wanted. So, no, Bernie didn't do anything WWE-like in this negotiation, and I'll eat my words if he shoots down this bill, but he fucking ain't. Because the Progressive Caucus already said they're going to vote for it more or less in that statement yesterday. No way Bernie Sanders is going to be the single holdout on this. No way. He's going to vote for it, without a doubt. And then he'll do a PR campaign talking about how this is the most revolutionary, most transformational legislation since FDR, and he'll lie to you. He'll gaslight you. So, okay, let's move on. Here's another one by Davey. Anna Kasparian debates Ben Shapiro with facts and logic. Oh, I'm sure that was a fun episode to watch. Davey's breakdown of Anna Kasparian and Ben Shapiro debating. That sounds like a joke episode. And then, of course, TYT, they put up, their Anna Kasparian, Ben Shapiro debate. How'd that go? Well, I think that Trump is the best ever, and I think that he's the best way that we can go forward. Well, I think that Joe Biden is making sure that fascism doesn't get into this country. Of course, that first one is Ben, second one is Anna. Bad impressions, I know. TYT also made a video called Ted Nugent Speaks Sheep during PBS interview. They call themselves a news organization. And apparently I'm the comedian. And then they also have this new thing that they're doing, which is fucking hilarious, where they put, in the title, they put TYT and then some, inspirational word, like mission or purpose. And in fact, they've done both of those episodes, TYT Mission. That had 6,000 views. I wonder why. They also had one called TYT Purpose. That got 9,000 views. Apparently, people don't go to TYT to learn about missions or purpose unless, of course, they're trying to learn about how to take Katzenberg cash and sell the fuck out. So it just, flabbergasts me that they just don't have any views on those. And it's like Jenk in his yard. There's vines behind him. He's got and he's just like, yeah, but purpose. My purpose in life is to challenge Joe Rogan to a fight so I can get clicks on my TYT channel. My purpose in life is to tell Sanjay Gupta how his propaganda sucks. And then, of course, they have one that's just cringeworthy, and I'm not saying this isn't important, but it's it tells you what they're covering and how they're trying to spin things to defend the squad. Courageous Democrats share their abortion stories, and the thumbnail is Cori Bush talking about how she had an abortion. It's just okay. All right, whatever, fine. If you want to put up something like that. I'm not saying it's not important. But it's not nearly as important as talking about the infrastructure bill and trying to save millions of people in this country. I'll just put it that way. And then, of course, the one that I brought up yesterday, my favorite from Kyle Kalinske, one that leftists certainly will care a whole lot about. The View trashes Tucker Carlson and defends Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Is there anything that leftists care less about than Kyle Kalinske talking about The View, talking about how Tucker Carlson and Pete Buttigieg disagree on something? Kyle really is a clown, and as it turns out today, a crying clown. So that makes me laugh very hard. He also had one more that makes me laugh very hard that came out 3 weeks ago. It says, Manchin and Birdie feud publicly in a heavyweight slugfest. Like I said before, there was no slugfest. There was Joe Manchin putting his unlubed fist inside of Bernie's rectum. That's not a slugfest so much as it's just a one-way slugging. So, the bill is terrible because of these people. And why do I make fun of them? Why do I give you those numbers? Because it seems pretty obvious to me that they have an agenda. They have a narrative, and the narrative is thus. The squad is doing everything they can, even though they're not. So let's defend them when we can. But since we can't really defend them a whole lot, let's just boost them when we can. And we'll just make fun of Sinema and Manchin the entire time. Now, that's rotating villain, guys. They are telling you that it's all Sinema and Manchin's fault without putting a lot of the responsibility on the squad. When the squad, they're Congress people, there's things they can do to not only whip Sinema and Manchin, but they also can force Joe Biden to whip Sinema and Manchin. And they didn't do that either. So they want you to think that the squad is blameless in this, and they're backpedaling hard fucking core because the bill turned out to be so bad. So, what they're even saying now is they want the squad to kill the bill. But oh shit, they're not going to kill the bill. It looks like they're all on board, and the bill's going to pass at about $1.75 trillion, which makes David Dole, i.e. Davey, and Mikey Figueredo, and Kylie Kalinske, and Jenke look like fucking idiots, which they are. So, fucking idiots, or dipshit chicks, I want you guys to come out and apologize just how I said it. We're not donating to the squad anymore. You're going to admit that you enabled them, and you're going to say you're sorry, and you're going to say that they're not doing anything. Say that you were wrong, and tell everybody that we're no longer donating to the squad. If you don't apologize in that form or fashion, it doesn't count, and you will be forever heckled and ridiculed into oblivion. Last chance. Anyway, keep fighting the good fight out there, guys. And I couldn't have been more right. I feel like vindicated hardcore because I was making some hardcore predictions, including on Sabby's show last night. I laid Kyle Kalinske the fuck out on that show, but I was right. And now today, literally, Kyle's posting, crying clown tweets. Yeah, Kyle. You are a crying clown. And I love it. Nummy tears. Nummy Kyle Kalinske tears. Keep fighting the good fight out there, guys. I'll talk to you later.